Or, you know that feeling when a woman you deeply care about starts pulling away, the calls get shorter, the replies come slower, and suddenly, or the warmth that once made your day begins to fade. When a woman pulls away and begins to ignore you, or the most crucial thing you can do is to detach emotionally and regain control. It is natural to feel panic when someone you care about suddenly withdraws. Your mind races, or your emotions surge, and you feel an urge to do something, anything, to fix the situation. But that is exactly where most men make their biggest mistake, or they react impulsively, driven by fear and insecurity. Emotional detachment, on the other hand, is not about pretending not to care. It is about choosing peace over chaos, awe and dignity over desperation. When you detach emotionally, you regain your power. You stop letting her actions dictate your mood and mindset. The truth is, or when you are emotionally attached to someone who is pulling away, you hand them control over your peace. Every text you don't receive, every call she ignores, or becomes a knife that cuts deeper into your self-esteem. But once you choose to step back emotionally, or you start to rebuild that inner stability that doesn't depend on anyone's attention or validation, you shift from being reactive to being calm and collected. Or detachment allows you to see the situation for what it truly is, not what your emotions want it to be. When you are emotionally overwhelmed, or you see everything through the lens of fear, fear of losing her, fear of being replaced, fear of being alone, or this fear clouds your judgment and makes you act in ways that sabotage your dignity. But when you step back and calm your emotions, clarity returns, or you begin to see that her pulling away may not be the end of everything. It could simply be a moment for reflection, for both of you to rediscover balance. Or men often misunderstand emotional detachment as coldness, but it is actually a form of self-respect. You are not ignoring her out of spite. You are protecting your mental space. Or emotional detachment gives you the strength to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. Instead of chasing her for answers, you let her have the space she needs. Or instead of trying to convince her of your worth, you remind yourself of it. That inner confidence becomes your greatest shield against emotional chaos. Or it is in that calmness that your true strength begins to shine. When you are emotionally attached, your energy becomes desperate and heavy. Women can sense it immediately. Or they feel that pressure, that need for reassurance, and it pushes them further away. But when you detach emotionally, your energy changes. You become centered, grounded, and mysterious again. You no longer seek validation, and that alone makes you more attractive. Ironically, or it is when you stop trying to hold on too tightly that people are drawn back toward you. Your calm energy reminds them of your independence and emotional maturity. Or detachment is not about giving up. It is about letting go of control. You cannot control how someone feels or what they decide to do. You can only control how you respond. Or the moment you accept this truth, peace begins to replace anxiety. Instead of wasting time wondering why she changed, you focus on what you can improve within yourself. Or you learn to sit with your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. That is how true growth happens. Not through panic, but through patience and self-awareness. Or when you practice emotional detachment, you create space for self-reflection. You start asking deeper questions. Why does her distance hurt me so much? Or why do I need her validation to feel complete? These questions are uncomfortable, but they reveal the truth behind your emotional pain. Often, or it's not her silence that breaks you, it's your dependency on her approval. Detachment helps you heal this dependency by reconnecting you to your own sense of worth, or you start to realize that peace comes from within, not from anyone else's attention. With detachment comes emotional freedom, or you are no longer trapped in a cycle of anxiety. Every time someone withdraws, you become emotionally independent. Or that independence doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It means you can love without losing yourself. When you master that balance, you attract healthier relationships, or you communicate from a place of confidence, not fear. You stop overanalyzing every message or gesture because your happiness no longer depends on anyone's behavior. Or that is when emotional maturity begins to transform your life completely. Detachment also allows you to handle rejection or distance with grace. Instead of taking it personally, or you understand that everyone has their reasons and emotional phases, you don't chase explanations, you let life flow naturally. This acceptance gives you immense peace, or it keeps you from wasting emotional energy on things beyond your control. It reminds you that your worth isn't diminished just because someone fails to recognize it, or your value remains constant regardless of who stays or who leaves. That understanding builds unshakable confidence within you. In conclusion, or emotional detachment is the first and most powerful step in regaining control when a woman pulls away, or it teaches you to rise above the noise of insecurity and react from strength, not fear, by detaching emotionally. Or you free yourself from the roller coaster of constant validation and rediscover your inner balance. You stop chasing temporary comfort and start building lasting confidence. Or remember, the man who controls his emotions controls his destiny. When you detach and focus on peace, no one's silence can shake your stability. Or because you have already found strength within yourself, when a woman pulls away and starts ignoring you, your first reaction might be to question what went wrong, but instead of falling into that spiral, you must shift your focus towards self-improvement rather than seeking reassurance. The need for reassurance often stems from insecurity or from the desire to be told that you are still loved, still important, and still valued. But chasing that validation only weakens your position and clouds your self-worth. Or the truth is, self-improvement is the cure for emotional imbalance. It helps you rise above emotional dependency and turn pain into motivation for personal transformation. Or when you begin to focus on self-improvement, you redirect your energy from overthinking toward building yourself. Instead of asking, why did she change? You start asking, or how can I become better? This shift in mindset is powerful because it moves you from being reactive to being proactive. You stop letting her distance control your emotions, and instead you begin to control your own narrative. Improvement, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, creates momentum, and momentum is what rebuilds your confidence and attracts positivity back into your life. Self-improvement is not about pretending to be okay, it's about becoming genuinely stronger. When you focus on growth, you are not trying to prove your worth to her, you're proving it to yourself. Every step you take toward becoming a better version of yourself adds to your self-respect. It could be hitting the gym, learning new skills, reading daily, or simply taking care of your mental health. These acts of discipline send a message to your subconscious that you are valuable and capable, regardless of anyone's attention or approval. The process of self-improvement also helps you regain clarity. Emotional pain can blur your perspective, making you believe that your happiness depends on another person. But when you focus on your own development, you start seeing the truth. You were never lacking, you just stopped investing in yourself. Growth restores your confidence, and with confidence comes emotional balance. You begin to realize that you are not losing her, you are rediscovering yourself. That realization changes everything because it replaces fear with self-assurance. Focusing on self-improvement also reshapes your energy. When you are desperate for reassurance, your energy feels heavy, needy, and unbalanced. But when you start working on yourself, your energy becomes calm, strong, and magnetic. People naturally gravitate toward those who are grounded and self-assured. You no longer need to prove your worth through constant effort because your growth speaks for itself. Improvement turns you into someone who is attractive, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. A person who commands respect through presence alone. Self-improvement gives you a renewed sense of purpose. Often, when someone pulls away, it leaves a void, and that emptiness can consume you if you let it. But when you pour that same energy into your goals, the void becomes a space for creation. You might rediscover hobbies you once loved, pursue dreams you postponed, or develop new ambitions. Purpose gives your life direction and meaning again. The more you chase your goals, the less power rejection holds over you. Fulfillment replaces loneliness and progress replaces pain. It's important to understand that the journey of self-improvement is not about revenge or making her regret losing you. It's about aligning with your true potential. Or when your motivation is fueled by revenge, your growth becomes shallow and temporary. But when it comes from genuine self, love, and discipline, or your transformation becomes permanent, you are no longer trying to impress anyone. You are simply becoming the best version of yourself. Or that inner strength radiates outward and becomes undeniable to everyone around you, including her. As you focus on yourself, you start developing emotional independence, or you stop relying on others to make you feel loved or complete. Instead, you create your own sense of fulfillment through consistent action, whether it's through daily workouts or reading or meditating. Each small habit builds your self-trust. And when you trust yourself, rejection or distance from others doesn't shake you anymore. Or you understand that relationships are an addition to your life, not the foundation of your happiness. That realization is what true confidence is built upon. Or one of the most powerful outcomes of self-improvement is that it helps you detach from the need for control. When you focus on yourself, or you stop obsessing over what she's thinking or doing, or you begin to understand that your time is better spent on becoming someone who doesn't chase love, but attracts it naturally. The more you grow, or the less you cling to people who no longer serve your peace. You evolve from needing reassurance to embodying assurance itself, or that emotional transformation frees you from anxiety and restores your sense of peace. In conclusion, when a woman pulls away or seeking reassurance only deepens your emotional wounds, but focusing on self-improvement heals them from the root. Or every step you take toward bettering yourself makes you stronger, wiser, and more confident. Growth is not about impressing anyone, or it's about building a life so fulfilling that you no longer depend on external validation. Remember, the man who chooses self-improvement over desperation becomes unstoppable. Or when you master yourself, you no longer chase reassurance, you embody it. And that is when true power and peace begin to flow back into your life. Or silence is one of the most powerful responses a man can give when a woman starts to pull away and ignore him. Most people underestimate the strength that lies in stillness. Or when emotions are high, the natural instinct is to react, to send that text, make that call, or explain your feelings. But silence speaks louder than any words could, or it communicates self-control, strength, and emotional intelligence. It tells her that you value yourself enough not to chase what's running away. Or mastering the power of silence means mastering the art of restraint, and restraint is the foundation of true confidence. When you choose silence, or you choose dignity over desperation, instead of pleading for attention, you allow space for clarity. The reason silence is so powerful is because it cannot be faked, or it comes from a place of inner calm. It shows that you are not emotionally dependent on someone's attention for your peace of mind. Or it's not about ignoring her to play games. It's about giving both of you the space to breathe, reflect, and realign. True silence is not emptiness, or it's a statement that says, I am enough without your validation. Most men fear silence because they equate it with losing control. They feel that if they don't act, or they'll lose her forever. But the truth is, silence is not about losing control. It's about taking it back. When you stop reacting, or you take your power away from her hands and place it back into yours, she might wonder why you're not chasing her like before, and that curiosity begins to grow. Or silence creates mystery, and mystery creates attraction. It's the calm confidence of a man who doesn't need to prove his worth through noise. Or silence also gives you emotional leverage. When you stay silent, you shift the dynamic, you stop feeding the cycle of emotional drama, and that changes everything. Or if she pulled away to test your reaction, your silence sends a message she won't expect. It shows that you are emotionally stable and stability is attractive, or people are drawn to those who don't lose themselves under pressure. Your silence reminds her that you are not controlled by emotions, and that strength silently commands respect. That respect often reignites curiosity and admiration. Another reason silence is powerful is that it allows space for reflection. Or When you stop trying to fix everything immediately, you give her time to think and miss your presence. Constant communication doesn't allow that space to form. But when you pull back and go silent, she begins to feel the absence of your energy. She starts to realize the value of what she had when it's no longer readily available. Or silence creates the contrast between presence and absence. And in that contrast, appreciation often grows naturally. Silence also allows you to regain your composure, or emotional situations often cloud judgment, and when you act impulsively, you make decisions you later regret. By staying silent, or you give yourself the gift of time, the time to think clearly and respond wisely rather than emotionally. Or it helps you detach from the chaos and view the situation from a place of logic rather than pain. Sometimes the best answer isn't words, it's distance. Or distance gives perspective, and perspective brings peace. Silence helps you rebuild that emotional balance. In silence, you begin to rediscover your own worth. Or when you are constantly trying to reach out, your focus is on her. But when you go quiet, your attention turns inward. You begin to reflect on your strengths, your goals, and your purpose. You remember that your value doesn't decrease because someone fails to recognize it. Silence reconnects you to yourself, or it reminds you that your peace is too precious to be disturbed by someone else's indecision. Through silence, you find self-respect. And self-respect is what makes you truly attractive again. Choosing silence is not a tactic to manipulate, it's a tool for self-mastery. Or it's about refusing to engage in emotional games that lead nowhere. When you respond with silence, you show maturity. Or you show that you are not willing to beg for love or chase validation. You are content with your truth, even if it means walking alone for a while. Or that calm confidence is what separates strong men from the rest. Or the ability to stay silent in moments of emotional chaos defines your discipline and reveals your depth of character. The beauty of silence is that it cannot be misunderstood. Or words can be twisted, but silence cannot be misinterpreted. It is a mirror that reflects the other person's actions back to them. If she truly cares, she will notice your absence. If she doesn't, then your silence protects you from wasting energy on someone who no longer values your presence. Either way, silence gives you clarity. It removes the noise of confusion and reveals the truth of where you stand. And the truth, though sometimes painful, always leads to freedom. In conclusion, mastering the power of silence is one of the greatest emotional strengths a man can develop. It teaches patience, control, and self-respect. Silence doesn't mean indifference. It means you value your peace more than arguments or games. It allows space for reflection, healing, and rediscovery. When you stop chasing and start embracing silence, you shift the power back to yourself. Remember, the loudest man in the room often lacks control, but the silent man commands it. In moments of distance, let silence be your strength. It will speak for you more powerfully than words ever could. When a woman pulls away and starts ignoring you, the best thing you can do is reconnect with your purpose, not with her. Many men make the mistake of centering their entire world around a relationship, forgetting who they were before love entered their lives. When she distances herself, that emotional emptiness feels unbearable because your identity became tied to her presence. But purpose is the foundation that keeps you grounded when everything else falls apart. When you realign with your mission in life, you stop chasing distractions and start chasing fulfillment, and that shift changes everything about you. Purpose gives direction to your emotions. When you lack purpose, you drift, constantly reacting to other people's behavior instead of creating your own path. But when you live with purpose, you no longer beg for attention, you become focused on growth, goals, and becoming the man you were meant to be. Purpose is what transforms pain into power. Instead of asking why she pulled away, you start asking how you can elevate yourself. That question alone moves you from weakness to strength, from heartbreak to hunger for self, mastery, and excellence. When you immerse yourself in your purpose, you naturally stop overanalyzing her actions. You no longer have the time or emotional energy to chase someone's attention because you are busy building something meaningful. whether your purpose lies in your career or education, fitness, or personal vision, it becomes your source of peace. You wake up each day with drive instead of doubt, clarity instead of confusion, or that commitment to your mission reawakens your confidence. The more you focus on your goals, the less you crave emotional reassurance, because fulfillment replaces emptiness. Or reconnecting with purpose also restores your masculine energy. Men are naturally designed to build, to create, and to lead. When you disconnect from your goals, or that energy turns inward and becomes anxiety, overthinking, and emotional instability. But when you reconnect with purpose, that same energy transforms into strength, ambition, and confidence. Purpose gives you direction, and direction gives you identity. The moment you find yourself again, or you stop trying to convince anyone of your worth, because your actions speak louder than any words ever could. When you focus on your mission, people notice, or your energy becomes magnetic because it radiates confidence and self-assurance. You stop seeking validation through attention and start earning respect through results. Or this quiet transformation often reignites attraction because women are naturally drawn to men with focus and ambition. But here's the key. You don't pursue your purpose to win her back. You do it to win yourself back. The version of you that is driven, passionate, and unstoppable is the version that commands admiration from everyone around you. Purpose also gives you emotional resilience. Life will always have moments when people leave, or disappoint, or ignore you. But if your identity is built on a mission bigger than temporary relationships, you will never feel lost. Or your goals become your anchor when emotions try to pull you under. Every challenge becomes fuel for growth. Every rejection becomes a redirection. Or when you live for something greater than attention, no person's silence can shake your stability, because your peace comes from progress, not approval. Or when you realign with your purpose, you rediscover balance. You stop being consumed by relationships because your life becomes filled with meaning again. Instead of chasing love, or you start attracting it naturally because your energy exudes certainty and strength. People gravitate toward those who are deeply connected to their vision. Or the irony is that when you stop trying to get her attention and focus on your purpose, she often becomes intrigued again. But even if she doesn't return, or you'll still be fulfilled because your happiness no longer depends on her presence. Purpose also teaches patience. When you are focused on your goals, or you learn to delay gratification and trust the process, that same discipline translates into your emotional life. Or you stop expecting instant results from people or situations and learn to let things unfold naturally. Or purpose-driven men are calm because they have something meaningful to work toward. They understand that relationships are a part of life, not the center of it. Or this understanding keeps you emotionally grounded even when things don't go your way. You replace frustration with focus and anxiety with ambition. Or by reconnecting with your purpose, you create a powerful sense of self-respect. You no longer tolerate things that waste your time or drain your energy. Or your purpose becomes a filter that separates what truly matters from what doesn't. You begin to protect your peace, your time, and your focus. Or you realize that not everyone deserves access to your energy, especially those who take it for granted. Living with purpose naturally raises your standards, or not just in relationships, but in every aspect of your life. You evolve into someone unstoppable, disciplined, and deeply fulfilled. In conclusion, when a woman pulls away, or chasing her will only lead to more pain, but chasing your purpose will lead to transformation. Purpose rebuilds your identity, restores your confidence, and redefines your direction in life. It helps you rise from emotional chaos and become stronger than before. Or the man who reconnects with his mission doesn't lose himself to heartbreak. He uses it as fuel to become extraordinary. Remember, your purpose is what gives your life meaning. Or when you live for that, no rejection can break you, because your fulfillment no longer depends on being chosen. It depends on becoming whole.